What's going on, everybody? DangerousThing here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the second episode of me versus new version of Hammerman. You know, last week I've struggled quite a bit, especially when it came to stage 4, and I told you that I would work throughout the week on getting a bunch of ice shards, ice crystals, so I can build, you know, everything ice related. So as you can see right now on my base, there are 3 ice guardians. Actually, I have 1 guardian which is giving me 12% defensive building damage, and I have 2 idols that are giving me just a little wee bit of defensive building damage. So 7% of this idol and 5% on that idol. So basically overall everything that I have here is increasing the damage, and I have nothing at all that helps me to increase the health. I also don't have any more ice fragments or shards or crystals to continue building, so I have to keep getting them. It's been a little bit difficult getting them in the last week or so. I think I only got about 7, and actually I opted in for them when I got my VP reward boat, but other than that, when I have been raiding bases, I have barely been getting any ice. So I'm just gonna keep working with what I have, and I'm gonna jump into this episode and see how far into the Hammerman I can get this week, and hopefully it'll be just a wee bit further than just 3 stages. So I'll see you guys in a second. Don't go anywhere. Okay, you guys, so let's take a quick look and see what Hammerman is going to be descending with on the first try. And here is what we got going on here. We got warriors, we got riflemen, Zukas, tanks, and followed up by heavy. So that does not seem like a really good crowd to go against, especially looking at the numbers. So I'm assuming that that warriors are gonna go in, followed right after rifleman, and I'm just gonna go in, do a few things here on my base, and I'm gonna grab this reward here for perfectionist because I reclaimed a certain number of statues. Okay, great. So speaking of that, that's because I was reclaiming a bunch of guardian statues for gunboat energy, so I can swap them for idols for defensive building damage. So, but really nice little treat there to get more diamonds, of course, never hurts. And I am guessing that I'm gonna need this gold today, just trying to stand up against Hammerman, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this gold here for my today's VP rewards. So let's go ahead, save the current layout because I think I made a few modifications to it. Let's save this guy, okay. And now let's load up this sugar over here. I think I'm gonna go with this. Load up, okay. New objects have been added, okay. Right, so because warriors are going first, I'm assuming that it's a good thing to have a bunch of mines on the shore. They'll take care of them, but I really want to swap out this guy with that guy. And then I'll put the rifle sniper tower. I always call it rifle tower somehow. I don't really know why, but I do. Okay, so not much thinking is going into this particular one. I'm kind of just trying to swing it, and let's go ahead and defend, you guys. See how it'll go. Down goes the barrage. Okay. Crack-a-lacking over here. My lovely little shock blaster is doing the job that I placed it there for. And no medics on this one, so it is definitely working out quite nicely. Alright, level 1. As easy as it was last time, but that means nothing because you all remember how many pains it took me to get through level 3 and then of course to get to level 4. Well, I didn't even look here and I just pressed defend. Let's hope that I did not make a huge mistake. Alright, so warriors were taking out. A few of them are still remaining, but that was just taken care of. Let's speed it up. And let's see if my shock blaster once again will help me get through this. And just so you know, guys, since last week, since I've recorded my first Hammerman video, my first new Hammerman video, I've made quite a few updates to my base. I've definitely spent a little bit of time upgrading my cannons. I have a few that are level 12. I've upgraded one of my rocket launchers. I've upgraded a few of my flamethrowers. And I believe I've also upgraded one boom cannon to level 8, so I now have 2 level 8 boom cannons. So I think, you know, I've been trying really hard to get prepared, or as prepared for this as possible, but I know that I'm probably not gonna beat Hammerman anytime soon, so I am being totally realistic here and establishing expectations for myself first and foremost. Okay, so let's keep moving and let's see what is coming next. We got Zookas, we got medics, we got tanks, and 144 riflemen. Ooh boy, that is gonna be difficult. Those little ants will just swarm the beach and down you will go. So let's speed it up and let's see what is going to happen. A lot of backup here with medics. Medics are keeping tanks nice and healthy, but hopefully my work that went into upgrading boom cannons and cannons did not go to vain, and so I am pretty thrilled. Whoa, this was super easy. I can't believe it. Okay. Whew, well, now you know what's gonna happen. Level 4 was my curse last week, so let's take a look at what's gonna happen this week. 336 level 15 riflemen. Oh my gosh, and of course a ton of grenadiers to follow up with. So let me take a look at my base. Okay, I just totally got overwhelmed and forgot. Medics, riflemen, tanks, and grenadiers. Lots of medics, 12 medics. Ooh, that's gonna be hard. Okay, so I need to make sure that the shock is gonna get. All right, let's try to swing it. Let's try to swing it the way it is, and then we will see what needs to be modified. Okay, let's speed it up. Shock blaster. Shock blaster is helping me big time. Oh man, this is not, I do not stand the chance. Look at all of those riflemen. That is insane, you guys. Absolutely insane. Whoa, and all of the grenadiers. Will this be my curse again? Will I once again not be able to stand up against Hammerman level 4? Let's go back home, let's make a few modifications, and I will see you guys in a few minutes. Give me a second. Okay, you guys, so I spent a few minutes looking at the replays of the previous attack and looking at what I could possibly do to make my base more defensible. Now, I'm not guaranteeing this is going to work, but I am saying that I have at least tried. So let's take a look at what I came up with. Okay, so now that you're looking at it, it may not make a lot of sense to you because it's kind of all over the place, but I promise you there is a method in the madness. No, and I totally did not want for that to happen. One tiny little mine is definitely throwing me off my plan. So what I've planned on doing here is kind of putting my HQ on the left, right over there, and putting some of the production economy buildings on the right, and putting it in such a way that they are within the radius, or majority of them at least are within the radius of the rocket launcher right over here. So what I'm hoping to do is have the remaining troops, after they take out this part of the beach right here, have them follow the path of these guys over here and basically try to take out those economy buildings while at least the rocket launcher is blasting whatever is left of the troops. Now, if whatever is left of the troops is a lot of the troops, I am obviously in a lot of trouble. So let's press play and let's hope that the Hammerman powers are on my side today, because otherwise I think I'm just gonna go into my bedroom, close the door, and cry for like an hour. Just kidding, I'm really not gonna cry about it. Okay, whew, may the powers be with me. Let's do this, you guys. Another 65k. Hopefully they're not gonna go down the drain. And okay, I placed some of my boom cannons really close to the shore, hoping that they are gonna take out medics, because medics are really a problem here. Medics are, you know, helping the rest of the troops obviously stay afloat and stay alive, and I think it kind of worked out for me because it took out a bunch of medics. If you remember, I think Hammerman defended with like 12 medics, and now there are only a few left, but it still does not look winnable. Look at that, the swarm is insane, absolutely insane. And yes, they are following the path over here, but there aren't definitely enough of the defense buildings left in order for me to keep my base safe. So here we go. It is down once again and nothing. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, play the replay again like 50,000 times and see what I could possibly do to try and win this time, because otherwise I'm gonna feel like a total loser. Okay, catch you guys in a second. Okay, you guys, so I made very minor adjustments, and I'm hoping that they will at least give me an idea of whether or not those little changes are actually giving me any sort of advantage when it comes to the time and of course being able to spread out the you know, the troops throughout the base, and whether or not spreading out my defenses is actually working out for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this one more time, and you may remember how it went down last time. Last time I only tried this 3 times, and then on the 3rd time I said that's enough, I'm wasting too much gold and it's actually necessary for me for other purposes. So this is going to be a very similar episode. I'm going to try it one more time, and if not, then you know what, I'm just gonna chuck it up and say I need to keep building up my defenses, I need to keep upgrading. And honestly, when I'm thinking about my base, I know that having a Shock Blaster is super helpful, and Shock Blaster 2 obviously is a bit more helpful than Shock Blaster 1, but what I really think is necessary here to be able to stand up against Hammerman is having multiple shock launchers. I am completely aware that, you know, if I had another shock launcher, if I had 2 shock launchers, if I had a shock blaster, and if my weapon lab was up to, I think, level 5, which is where it allows me to have more than just one prototype, I probably would be in a much better place. But this is not my reality, and I just have to live with it. So let me go ahead and try this one more time, and we'll see whether or not my little experiment is going to pay off. Maybe just a little, maybe just a tad. Okay, let's get going. 65k, down they go. Hopefully not down to the drain, but hey, who are you kidding? Okay, so the cannons are taking out some of the troops right by the shore, and the Shock Blaster is being really helpful from the very beginning, from the get-go. Shock Launcher is helping out as well, but right now all of the other troops are dropping down on the shore, and I just don't know what miracle it'll take for me to be able to get through with it. So it is not looking like I'm gonna get through this one. Once again, more troops are coming. Look at that swarm right there, you guys. And the shock launcher is obviously, you know, gonna be taken out in absolutely no time. I've tried to modify it just a little, you know, little bit here and there, but nonetheless, look at all the swarm of troops. It is absolutely heart crushing. I've placed a little bit more defenses right by the HQ to help out with it, so I feel like I'm standing up a little bit longer this time, but it's probably just merely because I had more defenses spread out and more of the economy buildings spread out right in this corner over here. But once again, a defeat, you guys, so that tells me that once more I need to get back to my home base and try and you know, just figure out how I can get through level 4 without upgrading my HQ to 20 to get another shock launcher, to get another cannon, boom cannon, and otherwise I'm kind of running out of ideas. If you guys are not maxed out and you are at a very similar level to me and you're able to beat Hammerman level 4, please let me know in comments below as to what you think I'm doing wrong, technically speaking. And, you know, if you have screenshots or videos, please send them my way. I would love to see it, because there are a bunch of folks in my task force that are getting through those levels and stages. And, you know, truth be told is that I am not the same level as they are, because they're, you know, a lot more advanced than I am. So right here, I think Tina's shared his level 4 takedown with me, and look at that. He's got multiple shock launchers, he's got a doom cannon, he's got you know, really maxed out boom cannons, and he took down level 4 with absolutely no sweat. Look at that. It was so easy to him. Well, I wouldn't say easy, but I would say definitely was a lot easier to him or for him, you know, at his level than it was for me. Look at that. The troops didn't even really make it to the HQ because shock launchers are continuously shocking the troops, and you know, all the defenses behind them are doing their job. So I think I'm just gonna have to kind of, you know, live with my current reality, and hopefully in the near future I'll be able to get through level 4. And I'm just thinking back on the time when Hammerman was first introduced by Supercell and how everybody was saying, oh, it's so easy. And look at us now, or at least look at me now. Can't even get through level 4. So let's hope for the better future. And you guys, I will see you next time. Until then, DT is out.